Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of WYTPod, the online community for e-commerce business owners and entrepreneurs. And today we have a very special guest with us. She is the CEO at Lacosse Jeans, and her name is Natasha Lacosse. Natasha, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me to your show. I'm doing fine. Doing great today.
Good to know that.
Beside the rain.
You keeping dry inside, okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's jump in and, just so that our viewers can get to know you a little better, would you mind sharing a little bit of your background with us?
Yes, I'm actually a graphic designer major. So I started off as a web developer, which is funny. I was forced as a web developer because that's what was really in demand during that time. And from there, I worked as a product designer for a lot of big brand, Unilever. I worked for Calvin Klein as product designer. Wow. I would say all the majors as you could think of, and decided
Nice credentials.
to get into yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't really know that. And but I've done a lot of several different things, was in the music industry, but that was just a hobby and was doing a lot of marketing for different artists. And then I shift back to my design world. I was like, okay, that was cool. Back to what I'm really good at, which is designing. So that's just a little bit.
All right. Fascinating. So you have an interesting kind of diverse background. And I mean, it seems like there are a few different paths we could have taken. So what made you settle on design?
Well, besides just majoring into that, and the reason why I majored in graphic design during that time was because I wanted to be more into the advertisement world, coming up with concept and marketing what fits. And I think that's what kind of helped me getting into fashion, which fashion was something I've always liked, but I didn't feel it's something that I should go to school for. I just felt, I don't know, deep inside of me, I felt like if it's for me, it's going to happen, which is kind of strange, but that's exactly where it fit. And something weird happened to me as a teenager. I got fired for a company because I was wearing ripped jeans. I was just work experience, and the lady, because I was working like in a mailroom at some hospital, but it was like in high school they would have work experience, and she warned me. She was like, "Don't wear those ripped jeans. I mean, they look really cool. I made them myself." And then I forgot and I wore them again, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I gotta let you go." And I said, "Oh, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity working with your company." And she was like looking at me real weird. She's like, "You're not even upset?" I said, "No, I'm not upset." She said, "Life goes on." And so it's funny today. Yeah.
So you weren't like being a rebel or anything. You just forgot and wore them again. I'm sure you just wanted to wear them because, like you said, they look cool. So you want to wear stuff that looks good. Well, that's pretty interesting. So, yeah, I mean, you weren't going to go cry yourself to sleep because you lost a job in the mailroom, I suppose. But
I was a teenager too. Didn't care.
Yeah. Still, I mean, it's a good experience. I've been fired a couple of times in my youth, and I think it does help round you up as an individual. So, but I was not wearing ripped jeans. That's not why I got fired. This isn't about me. This is about you.
Yes.
All right, good stuff. So, listen, Natasha, obviously the apparel industry is incredibly competitive. And but in spite of that, a lot of people still think it's easy to start an e-com business. You just get some stock, you take some pictures, put it on a website, and start making sales. That's what people think. But we know it's not that simple. So can you share some of the challenges you face and how you overcame them?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of challenges. I think everyone has to do their research, not just taking some pictures and just throwing it online. I actually took a risk. I think I'm just of a risk taker. I actually had some a bit of an income. And then I told myself I'm going to Beijing to learn about the manufacture business, just to see the quality control, etc. And it was an advice from a family, a friend of a friend who was in the apparel business. And I think the biggest challenge is you got to know your craft,
Mhm.
you know, and before jumping into it, because if not, you're going to have to hire someone to do everything, like mechanicals. If you're going to get it produced, you need to know how to do mechanic. I know how to do it because I learned how to do it. And I was willing to learn. But not everyone is into the design world, but you gotta, those are the aspects of it. But today there's different ways to get through it. I think the biggest challenge is marketing, because throwing something out there, you need marketing, and also too, you need to have something unique, have a unique story behind what you're doing. And because if you look like everyone else, you're like, oh, I see this product here. Let me try to mock it up and make it look similar. What's so different about you? Even though everyone's gonna criticize you because you're so different, but that's good. That's how you create yourself, even though it takes time, but
No such thing as bad press. Is that kind of what you're saying in a way? Even if they
in a way,
criticize you, it's because drawing attention to your products, I guess, right?
exactly. And it's me like they see something different about you, not something that looks the
Mm.
same as another person wearing this brand that built their name. Because remember, they were not known before. They built their name.
Yes,
So
right.
now you have to figure out how to build your name. Sometimes you gotta do something out of the ordinary.
Great. So further to that, because that's one of the things that we want to know about. What is it that separates your products from the competition's?
I would say from the competition is just being original with the unique designs that I add into it. Even though everyone is like, your things look strange. I've heard that many times. They're like, what's so strange about it? They're like, the design, they look, and I said, well, it caught your attention. I
Yeah.
said, the only difference is I haven't made the funds and become popular. And how to make it popular is, I guess sometimes you really gotta hire PR sometimes, even though it costs, and
Yep.
do research, because I try to do things without PR, but more SEO. SEO is cool, but you have so many websites out there. How do you get in front of everyone else?
Right. So that's another question. We have a simpatico going on here, I think. How do you drive customers to your website right now?
Right now, honestly, I've been using Instagram a lot. I've used all the other platforms because I have a tendency to do a lot of research, what works, what don't work, and I write it down. What's worked, what don't work. And one thing I can say that has worked was the giveaways.
Okay.
The giveaways for some reason brought so many attention because everybody wants something for free. Make sure it's something really you want to give away for free. And also feedbacks. Because the
Yeah.
giveaways,
Yeah. Otherwise you go broke, I guess, right?
everybody wants, oh man. Oh yeah. Everyone comes with your promise. Oh, if you give me this outfit that I like right here,
Right.
I will wear it on Instagram, or I'll wear it. And I'm like, oh my God, how many clothes I got to give out for free? It's like, come on. Nope. I'll give you a discount.
That's right.
So
Well, someone once said, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
yeah,
I think that was the saying. I don't remember who it was, but somebody said that.
it's true, but sometimes to play the game, sometimes you have to know how to play the game, and sometimes you do have to give. I'm not saying give the main product. It's kind of like if you invent something, you're not going to give the invention for free, no, but you could offer a discount, or you could create a mock-up like what I mostly do, creates a little small mock-up, and I give that mock-up for free of the
Cool.
product just to test it out, because you
Yep.
got to test your product and see how it goes.
So further to that, what are your best-selling items right now?
It's funny, the best item is the most simplest item, the one that me as a artist, I feel like it's simple and I don't feel, it's not my wow products. And that's the one that's selling, like the one with just one word, like faith, good vibe. And it's very simple, but for some reason, I think it's probably a good sell, probably because the way people are feeling today and what people are going through. And those are the products that I least would think people would go. I was like, come on, all the colors, they don't even look at it. The simplest one is the one that's selling. And I'm just like, I don't get it.
Is that like a spiritual thing, do you think? Like whatever gives people comfort, they want to be a part of it, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's the emotion that everyone's going through inside of them.
Yeah.
And probably the way the design it was created and the way I present it, like being happy, not just being happy, I just saying, be you, be free, see different ways you could wear it. Wear it with jeans, skirt, sports style, and
Yep.
I don't know. That's the one that's been working. It's weird.
Cool. All right. So what's your personal favorite item that you have?
Oh, my personal favorite is the ones that a little bit more colorful, and because some of the work that I design is like some of paintings that I've created. I would like, take a picture of it, and
You're a painter as well.
that's another world.
How come you didn't
That's
have your artwork behind you for this? We'll have to do another interview, I think. Oh, okay. It's just out of view. All right.
Yeah, sometimes the
Okay.
painting of, I can show it to you. I mean, if I pull the thing up, you'll see a painting, but that I've done that.
We'll do that on the next interview. Let's have another interview at some
Yeah.
point. We'll do it. That'll be good. That's an excuse. All right.
Yes.
So you like colorful stuff?
Yeah, colorful to just kind of like more happy, just because I think the expression, like a Van Gogh,
Okay.
just it's just me. It present more expression, and some people love it, but they're like, "Oh, your stuff are too expensive." And I said, "What's so expensive?" I said, "Didn't you go shopping, bought this thing for this amount?" And they start laughing because I'm like, I'm not giving that one for free.
Right.
And
Well,
that's the one
it's a simple thing, right? Something is worth what anyone's willing to pay for it. That's the worth. I mean, the intrinsic value, at least. I mean, there are other things, ways to measure worth, I guess. But yeah, if someone's going to pay for it, it's worth it to them.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Yes. But,
all right. Cool. So finally, Natasha, any pearls of wisdom that you'd like to pass along to fellow entrepreneurs who are just getting started?
Yes, I would say it's good to be original. And at the same time, too, it's good to do a lot of research of what works, what don't work. It's so many different, there's just so many different things you could do that you don't have to, that won't cost you so much. For example, beside Instagram, I'm not even gonna, it's like I'm marketing them, no. I would say doing a feedback, it's good to do a feedback. It's good to use different platforms that doesn't cost so much, just to test to test the market, to see what works or don't work. It takes time, but if you do it right, then you'll know where you stand. And that's when you could shift things,
Right.
So.
Yeah, information is power, right?
Information is power. Information and who you know is power.
Yes.
You know the right person.
Not what you know, it's who you know, but it's what you know and it's who you know. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Take the time. And going to trade shows, I really recommend that, because I think a lot of opportunities that came to me was going to the trade show. Beside the trade shows, like fashion trade shows, and also B2B trade shows and doing fashion shows during the trade shows. It doesn't have to be trade show, but actually do a presentation of your work and use a PR. Don't try to do things too much alone, because PR will help present the product, place it in the magazines, have a little bit of talk about you. Yes, it probably cost you a couple $1,000, probably 2,000. I'll give you an example, that amount. But sometimes it's worth just putting not a lot out, but at least putting something out just to push your product. That's my advice.
Sure. I would agree with that. And I think a lot of successful entrepreneurs do as well. I hear all the time that you have to learn, you know, when and who to trust with some of your work. You can't wear all the hats all the time. Sometimes you let an expert do it for you.
Oh, yes. Even now with the website. At the beginning, I was doing it. Now I have like 3 people that I really trust. I call them anytime. And you say, could you check this? Could you fix this? Or could you constantly just make sure everything is updated on the site?
Right.
Because I can't do it. Cannot focus. I want to focus more on the designing and
Design.
And the business, a little bit of the business, like negotiating part. You know.
Right. But designing clearly is what you love, is what I'm getting. That's what keeps you going, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Designing and coming up with concept ideas,
Yeah.
I call it.
Right.
So.
Good stuff. All right. That was all great. Thanks again, Natasha, for spending your time with us and sharing your insights. I think our community is really going to appreciate it. I know that I do. And I wish you continued success going forward.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I look at myself more as a mentor, not just going toward the business, because I think people always try to find new people to look up to, you know, and
yes, and that's what this is all about. So fantastic. Yeah. Thanks again.
So, no, thank you.
All right, let's do it again. And I want to see your artwork that time. Do you use oils, acrylics, watercolor? What do you?
Oh, I do a lot of mixed media, acrylics, and I have some watercolor, and I do a lot of pencils, like charcoal and all that.
Cool. All right. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, we'll just leave a little hanging there. A little cliffhanger for next time. All right. Thanks again. I'll let you go now. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.